I feel that it's hard to grow in our relationship with Christ if we don't have the privilege of serving others. My name is Natalie DeFrancesco. I'm a psychologist. I currently live in Tennessee, and I actually grew up in a really loving Christian home. Both of my parents were Seventh-day Adventist, so I had the privilege to learn about God and Jesus Christ and the whole salvation story at a very young age. I recall being taught that I could share anything with God and with Jesus Christ. So I got into the habit of sharing my little heart with him, and I would tell him I need this, and what do you think about that? So when I moved to Tennessee, I arrived at the hotel room, I got on my knees, and I said, well, Lord, now we finished all the studies. Now we became a psychologist. I have this passion to help bring joy to others in Christ. Now where do I move? And I told God, what I'm needing is a church family, a place where I can serve and use these talents that you've gifted me with so I can serve others. And then alongside with others that serve in the church, that they can be like a friend family to me, that I can have a community. And I was really nervous and I was worried because here I was knowing absolutely no one in the state of Tennessee. And so I continued to pray and I Googled a list of Adventist churches. And I said, okay, God, we'll go one by one and I'll just walk into the church, and at whatever church I am asked to serve, that's where I'll stay. So I go through church after church after church. Must have gone through I think maybe 10, 12 that I visited. Out of all the churches that I visited, they were quite lovely, they were great. But when I went to Hamilton Community Church, the difference was that when I walked in, they asked a lot about me, who I was, and they wanted to know maybe a little bit about my background and my talents. And it was because they were looking for someone to serve. They were a church that really serves the community in many different ways. As time went on, they asked me if I could teach Sabbath school, and I began to help in any way I could in whatever was needed and asked of me. And I loved it. I felt like I could belong at a place where I could serve and help out in some way. And so that sense of belonging began to grow like a little seed here at Hamilton Community Church. And thanks to God, He gifted me a friend family as well within the church that I care for very much. And they're so sweet and kind to me. I was able to find a place where that relationship with Christ that I had was able to flourish and continue to grow. I feel that it's hard to grow in our relationship with Christ if we don't have the privilege of serving others. And at Hamilton, they gift you that privilege and they support you in that. And so I'm very grateful to God for Hamilton Community Church, for the privilege to be able to serve here, for the gift of friendship and kindness that I receive from the church members, and from the community that I get to be a part of. It's really a blessing, and I will never forget God's work in my life in moving to Tennessee. A place that was unfamiliar is now to me my home sweet home.